Hi guys, Jim here with another Sudoku video, and today we're looking at chess Sudoku as ever from the guys over at Cracking the Cryptic. Quick word on them first of all. Cracking the Cryptic is a YouTube channel specifically, but it is a couple of guys who solve really tricky and very beautiful logical puzzles, largely around the theme of Sudoku, but not just limited to that. And they have been putting out daily videos for years now, and they're definitely worth a watch. So if you enjoy watching Sudoku videos at all, which, as I say, you're watching this one, so probably you enjoy it a little bit, definitely worth checking them out. Also, they've released these collections of puzzles, which are largely, well, specifically Sudoku puzzles, but they are variations on the theme, right? So this is a chess Sudoku, and I'll explain what that means. But yeah, they've got 7 different apps that are available either on Steam or on your phone, so Play Store or Apple Store. And they each have 100 different puzzles, and they're some of the best puzzles I've ever solved. They are all handcrafted, they have very logical solving paths, and yeah, really enjoy them. They've got handwritten hints as well to try and guide you through, not just give the game away. Yeah, really recommend them. So anyway, I get to play this puzzle now, which is, as I say, a chess Sudoku. Now, as before, I've been going through this collection and I've completed a couple, and I've been doing them in order, so we'll stick with Queen now. So, what do I mean by Queen Sudoku? Well, I'll explain the rules when I jump into it. This is still just a 2-star difficulty, so hopefully isn't going to completely ruin me. Let's just make sure, yeah, this is the next one in the difficulty order. And yeah, let's crack on. So what's special about a Queen Sudoku? So Queen Sudokus, well, the normal rules of Sudoku apply. So we have in boxes, rows and columns, you need the digits 1 through 9. In addition though, we have this extra constraint, and it's only on 9s, but a 9 can also not be placed so that it interacts with another 9 in a Queen's move away, which basically means you can't put a 9 on a diagonal that already has another 9. So you can see this 9 here. In addition to ruling out all of the cells that you'd expect it to, it also rules out all of these cells, so none of these can be a 9. And that's it. And that's the special rule about Queen Sudoku. So yeah, let's jump into it. And so Queen Sudokus are they're like 90% a regular Sudoku, so we'll solve the Sudoku as much as we can, and then we'll look at 9s, because 9s can get, the logic on them can get quite tough. Now I will say, chess Sudoku, all the 3 different variants of chess Sudoku are definitely some of the harder puzzles for me. I don't know if it's just the way my brain works, but I do struggle with these more than I struggle with others. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But what I normally do is I just cycle up through the digits, through the numbers in order, because I'm a bit of a how did I describe it? A numeracy supremacist, perhaps. You know, numbers go 1 to 9, so let's just count up. It's the simplest way I can kind of operate. And then what I do is, I think this is the best way to solve Sudokus. If you can limit numbers in a box to just 2 cells, just drop a little note of that fact in there. And the software this uses is really handy, so it shows you all the cells that are kind of ruled out and highlights them, and it's very useful. Another reason I'd really recommend it. But you can see, so for instance with 9s, if I click 9s, you can see it's actually highlighting the diagonals as well. So it's quite useful. Right, so 3s are limited up here. What about 4s? So 4s, I can actually place a 4 straight away, which is good. How do 4s interact down here? Yeah, so a 4 in this box can only go in one of these 2 places, which is nice. In fact, look, we've got these 2 columns, which are largely, I wouldn't say complete, but they're largely, they're nearly done, right? So this is missing a 1, a 4, and an 8. And if I look carefully, that can't be a 1 and that can't be an 8. And then over here we are missing a 3, a 4, and a 5, I believe. Ah, okay, so that's nice. So where does 5 go in this column? Well, these 5s sort these 2 out, so they can't be 5, so that gives us a 5 there. which I probably would have got if I'd carried on with my numbers, but I just thought it useful to pencil mark those columns straight away. Okay, so anything else on 4s while we're here? No. Alright, so let's move to 5s. So in this box, 5s are limited to one of the 2 middle cells by all of the different 5s looking at. So you can see there's quite a lot of 5 action going on, which is nice. Down here, 5s are limited there. And in fact, that is nice because that gives us a virtual 5 in this row. So combined with this 5, which rules these out, that must be the 5 in the box. What else are we looking at? We've got 6s. Okay, yeah, so 6s are nice because 6s can only be in these 2 and therefore also only in those 2, which is good. Can I go further? Well, a little bit further, so 6s are limited over there as well. And what about 7s? I feel like 7s should be limited. Yeah, okay, so so this is interesting logic then. So this 7 down here basically means that 7s can only go in one of these 2 cells in this box. And now we've got a situation where 5s can only go in these 2 cells and 7s can only go in those 2 cells, which means these 2 must be a 5 and a 7 in some order. There's no space for anything else, right? Because if that is a 5, then that's a 7, and if that's a 7, that's a 5, and those are the 2 options. So I can pencil mark in the middle that those 2 are 5s, and remove my regular pencil marks. And then what that also tells me is this one can't be a 6. So my previous pencil marking on 6 lets me know that that must be a 6. And that then tells me this must be a 6, which then wipes this one out as being a 6. So this has been quite a productive little session. Okay. So that's 7. And in fact that tells us this must be an 8 because this was the last digit available in the box. 7s. What can we say about 7s? What else can we say about 7s, I should say? Yeah, not a lot actually. Okay, that's fine. And then 8s. Okay, so in this box 8s are limited here, which is nice. 8s are limited in this box to just these 2 cells. And then over here, 8s are limited to these 2 cells. Yeah, and then they're already limited here. So I'll just make a note of that. Why not? Okay, so I've been through the logic 1 through 8. Now it gets interesting. Okay, so what do we know about 9s? Okay, so in this box, where can a 9 go? Well, a 9 can't go here because of this 9 in the row. It also can't go here because of the diagonal, and then this 9 rules out this and then this by the diagonal as well. So actually these 2 9s do a lot of work on this box, and that one must be a 9, and therefore that must be an 8 because it's sort of a survivor of the pencil marking, if you like. Okay, what else can we say about 9s? So in this box, okay, yeah, so that 9, that cell is ruled out by this cell, and then these 2 cells are both ruled out by this 9. So we know that 9s are limited here. 9s are limited to 2 cells in the box. Okay, and then that acts on this box, so 9s are limited to these 2 cells in this box, which would be interesting, right? So that's a sort of an interesting. It doesn't matter for this particular puzzle, but if you know you've got 9 sort of trapped in one of 2 cells here, well, that then wipes out the rest of the diagonal. It's like the usual sort of virtual 8 in the column here, wiping out the 8s down here. This 9 would be a virtual 9 in the diagonal, which would then wipe any out down here. So you just got to keep that in mind. What about here? Okay, yeah, so we can place a 9 in the middle box. So where does 9 go in the middle box? Well, this 9 is ruling out these 2. This 9 is ruling out that one. And then this virtual 9 is ruling out that one. So that has to be a 9. That then gives us this 9 in the box. That limits the 9 over here to 2 cells. What about here? Look at that. So yeah, you can see that this is useful software, right? So I wouldn't have spotted this necessarily by myself. This is the only reason I had a chance of solving these chess Sudokus, if I'm being honest. That, oh gosh, that 9 there is wiping out that 9 because it's in the diagonal. So that cannot be a 9, and therefore it's partner must be a 9. Ah, that's nice, because in this box, this 9, and this 9 are basically wiping all of these out. So this is a 9-5 pair again, which is nice. In this box, can we do anything here? So that can't be a 9. What about this? Yeah, okay. So let me try and make note of this. That can't be a 9, that can't be a 9. And that can't be a 9 because of the 9 in the row. So actually 9s are limited here. Excuse me. None of this is what I meant to do. There you go. Now that is a diagonal. Is that a diagonal of interest? No, okay. Okay. So I think, is that all we can do on 9s for the time being? I think there's some sort of Y-wing thing. It just has a sniff of a Y-wing about it. I don't know why. Okay, so now I guess we just go back around. So what about this column first? Yeah, okay, let's look at some any weak rows and columns. Well, okay, this row is really weak. So what are we missing from here? A 5? No, not a 5. A 2 and a 3. Oh no, excuse me. I was going to have broken the puzzle. 2 and a 7. Which leaves a 1 and a 4 to complete the box. Can I do anything with that? Not really. Here we've got 1, 4 and 2 to complete the row. That can't be a 4. And what have we got here? We've got 5, 7, so 1, 4, 6 down here, isn't it? 1, 4 and 6. And again, that can't be a 4, so we've got that 4's already sorted. Anything else interesting? Not really. I might be missing something obvious. 2, 7, 1, 4. This can't be a 4. Ah, okay, fine, that's nice. Where's the 4 go in this column? The only place available for it is here, actually. So that's a 4, that's a 1. Ah, okay, so this will unwind a little bit over in the left-hand box, which is good, but surprisingly not as good as I thought it would be. Interesting. I thought that would have done more damage. Yeah. Okay, what else can we say then? Well, here we know we've got, what are we missing? 3, 1 and 5. Okay, here we're missing 8s. 1, 2s and 7s. Ah, okay, that's nice then, and that can't be a 7. So that's a 1, 2 pair, and this is a 7, 8 pair. And that sorts out the 7 down at the bottom. Yeah, very good. So that's a 7, that's a 5, that's a 1. That's a 1, that's a 2. This is now a 3, 5 pair, which it wasn't before, I don't think. Ah, okay, that's nice. This sorts out this triple as well. Yes, okay, that did a lot of work. That's better. That's what we were hoping for. We've got 8s in one of these two positions. What else have we got going on? What else have we got going on? 2's here. That might be useful. Gah, I feel like we're close. Oh, that can't be a 7. That could never have been a 7. I don't think. It's fine. So what does that mean? Ah, in this box then, 7 is in one of these two cells. Excuse me. So 7 is there, which then means 7 is here. Although I could have seen that because that row needs a 7, doesn't it? Is that helpful? Why is that not helpful? Ah, okay. Wow, I don't know how long this has been here, but that, in this box, where does the 7 go? Well, this 7 and this 7 answer that question, don't they? Because that must be a 7, and therefore that's a 2 to sort out my pencil marks. That does sort out the 7 in the box. That's what I was looking for. Ah, okay. And then this does the 9s. Well, excuse me. I'm just sort of connecting the dots here. Yes, okay. And then this 9 is sorted out as well. So that's all the 9's done. Yeah, so like I say, the queen element here was pretty minor. So this is basically just a regular Sudoku, which is fine. I love a regular Sudoku. But yeah, the logic gets really tricky. That's a 1 and that's a 3. This is a 6 to complete the column, and that's a 1 and that's a 6. That's a 6 and that's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 7. That's a 1. That's a 7. That's a 3. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're basically done now, aren't we? 3 again. 4 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 2. We're done. That was lovely. Now I did like that. There was little subtle moments involving the queen, which is all I can handle. So yeah, so it turned into a nice classic Sudoku quite quickly, which I really enjoyed. I hope you did too. If you played it yourself or if you followed along with me, either way, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.